Hello, rail fans. Welcome to French Fried Trains. It's Thursday, July 22nd, 2021. I wasn't originally planning on going rail fanning that day, but word online said the CSX track geometry train was coming with some great motive power, so we headed down to the bridge to settle in for another hot summer rail fanning day. We were only there about 20 minutes when this train arrived. A big southbound intermodal train, led by an AC-44CW and a rather beat-up looking ES-40DC. And we have a big cut of empties here. And finally back into some loaded cars. And here we see a 5-pack of some Viking style well cars. And finally, about 6 minutes later, the end of the train would go by. About 15-20 minutes after that, another southbound was coming up right behind him. Three locomotives on this manifest train. An ES-44AH leads, followed by a pair of ES-40DCs. This was another monster manifest, with a little bit of everything. Here we see an air slide car. And some shiny high-top gondolas here. There's even a cut of autoracks mixed in here. and some slabs on bulkhead flat cars. And check out the interesting rust pattern on that one. Rust on top, fairly clean on bottom. And finally, about 7 minutes later, the tail end clears us. And on the back of the train, we have some nice shiny high-top gondolas here. After he passed, I wouldn't see anything for another half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. The next thing that showed up would be this work truck running up the Norfolk Southern track. And check that out, we get a horn show from the driver, and this truck's even carrying a piece of rail. So I knew at this point we probably wouldn't be seeing any NS trains that day. A little while later and this train snuck up on me. I barely got the camera up in time. Check that out, an AC44CW leads, followed by an ES40DC. And that third unit is a YN2-9. I haven't seen one of those in quite some time. An awesome catch. Another manifest train, heading southbound, but this one wasn't nearly as large as the one before. And check out this Centex centerbeam car. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. And a bunch more empty centerbeam cars, smack dab in the middle of the train. This increases the risk of a string-line derailment, so the engineer has to use great care when piloting this train. After this, we didn't see anything for a while. I was still waiting for that geometry train. It would end up being hours before he reached my location, but totally worth it. In the meantime, while I waited, this United States Air Force C-17 flew over, coming out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Finally, it would be time for the main event, as the train I've been waiting all day for finally arrived. As soon as I heard that horn, I knew this was the train. Check that out. Leading, we have a GP40WH-2. And trailing, we have an F40Ph, one of my favorite all-time diesel locomotives. And this was so awesome for me, because that's the first time I've seen an F40Ph in person since I was a child. I have been trying to catch this train with that GP40WH-2 leading ever since I started this channel. I've probably missed it 7 or 8 times. I have caught the geometry train before, but both times I caught it, a standard Jeep was pulling. So that was so awesome, we're going to take one more look at it. Well, folks, that's all for this episode of French Fried Trains. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there, rail fans.